At the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
Champ, it's arguably the biggest weekend of the year.
I don't know, Molly. I am not counting out our Tar Heels because I feel good that our team is going to make a pretty deep run in the ACC and NCAA tournament this month. And we may face the Blue Devils again within the next few weeks. Good morning and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Champ Lyerly.
And I'm Molly Malik. Tomorrow, the Heels travel down the road to Cameron Indoor to face Duke for the second time this season. Carolina is 24-6 with a home win on Tuesday against Clemson to secure an undefeated home record for the season. Duke is 28-2. On Monday, the Devils dominated the Wolfpack in a 93-64 win. One of Duke's two losses this season was against Carolina back on February 7th at the Dean Dome, where Seth Trimble drained a three with 0.4 seconds remaining, and the rush was on.
Duke students have been camping out for months for the chance at tickets for the big game. Nico Dermovsessian traveled to Durham to find out what motivates them to do it.
100 people and 2 months of testing one's endurance. Before March even rolls around, this is the madness that is Duke tenting.
Every year, students find 11 of their closest friends, pack their bags, and migrate to Cameron Indoor Stadium ahead of their home matchup against the Tar Heels. For the past 40 years, tenting has been one of the most iconic traditions across all of college sports. But many wonder what the appeal is.
Yeah, honestly, it's just a great way to bond with the people around you, and I had a lot of new friends who I wanted to get closer to, especially in this spring semester, and I feel like spending a lot of quality time in a tent is a great way to do that.
For a lot of Blue Devils, tenting is what brings them the most joy. But having fun comes at the cost of skipping classes and weeks of intense preparation and balance between school life and tent life.
We actually assign people shifts, so like some groups do it where they'll send out a blank schedule and people will sign up for when they're available. We actually had people like send out their availability, and then I would go in and like tell them when they should be there.
On top of tenting already being a logistical nightmare, this year's weather brought even more gloom to the process. But sometimes it ended up brightening up students' days.
It was honestly easier just because we got so much more grace. So even though if it was really cold when we were in the tent, we would have like a couple days off in between. So we weren't really tenting the whole time just because the weather was so bad.
Yeah.
Through the night checks, Duke basketball history testing, and sleeping on the ground right outside of your dorm, students don't give up, making the most out of a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
If you're in it to like get closer to your friends, really immerse yourself in like the Duke basketball experience, and just like, you know, do something dumb for the sake of doing something dumb, like then you're gonna have a fun time with it, and that's what makes it worth it.
It was for sure worth it, and I'm planning on doing it for like the next 2 years that I have.
I'm Nicholas Dermovsessian, reporting.
The Heels hope to make those fans regret the decision to camp out in the rain and cold. Let's toss it over to our men's basketball analyst, Alden Archdeacon, for his thoughts about this highly anticipated rivalry matchup. Alden.
Yeah, thanks, Champ. Look, I feel so lucky that we get to talk about the greatest rivalry in all of sports. That's right, UNC is going into Cameron Indoor to take on the Duke Blue Devils. Look, it's a ranked matchup, but there's not actually a whole lot of implication that comes out of this game. They're both got double-bye seeds in the ACC tournament. Their NCAA seeds in the March Madness tournament is pretty locked in. They can move maybe one spot. So this game is all about the rivalry, the history, and the hatred for the other team. The Heels got the better of the Blue Devils on February 7th, the first time around in the Dean Dome. But after that, Duke, they have been steamrolling every team that they have played. Number one defense in the country since. They're 7-0, 2 ranked wins, 1 against Michigan. And the most stark statistic of all, they've been winning by 24 points a game on average. That is insane, especially in conference play. Big reason why is because of this big boy in the paint, Cameron Boozer. He's going to pass it here, and then he's going to cut right to the paint. He loves to go to the basket. He gets the ball. NC State defender does not plant his feet quick enough, so he can't get that charge, and Boozer is going to get the and one and the bucket. That's priority number one for the Heels. Slow down Boozer. Switch up the defensive looks. Do something. Double him. You got to slow him down. Also, you got to control the glass. You can't let Duke get second chance points, especially because they already score a lot already. On top of that, be disciplined on defense, and most of all, stay aggressive the entirety of the game. I don't think UNC could do all this, so if I had to put money on it, I'd take Duke to win and to cover the spread 6.5. But I'm not the only UNC student. Let's send it to the streets at Chapel Hill to hear what other people think.
I think it's going to end good. Very exhilarating.
I think we're going to win.
Amazing.
It might be a little iffy with no Caleb Wilson, but I hear he might be back.
I'm confident we're going to win. I'm feeling hopeful. I'm hoping the better blue will prevail.
I'm honestly not worried about it because I know we're going to win.
I think if Caleb Wilson comes back, it'll be a very fun game to watch. I think realistically it's going to be tough though.
Dude, they don't got nothing on us. We got Caleb, we got everybody. We're going to come out and show out.
If we did it once, I know we can do it again.
I think we're going to go 2-0 this year.
We beat them the first time, so I feel like they're going to come out with a chip on their shoulder.
Students will be watching in great anticipation with the hopes of rushing Franklin Street yet again. After closing out the regular season 25-6, UNC women's basketball is set to play their first game of the ACC tournament tonight. Carolina secured the 3 seed in the tournament and a double bye, launching them into the quarterfinals. The Heels are hoping to carry forward the momentum from their final game of the season, a big upset win against Duke. Apart from Elena Aronsalo's monster 22-point performance, Nyla Harris racked up 19 points and was 9 out of 10 from the free throw line. Aronsalo and Harris, along with other top scorers like India Navarre, are working to enter ACC play with the same power they showed in their matchup against the Blue Devils. 3 Tar Heels are bringing home all ACC honors. UNC's Nyla Harris, India Navarre, and freshman Nyla Brooks each earned conference recognition. Harris was the top vote-getter on the All-ACC first team. Navarre landed on the All-Defensive team, and Brooks is on the All-Freshman team, also picking up votes for the 6th Player of the Year. Harris has scored in double figures in 21 games. Navarre led the team in assists and steals, highlighted by just the 2nd triple-double in program history. Brooks had an awesome 21-point performance at Wake Forest.
Now the question is, can the Heels bring home the title? And to answer that question and assess it further, we have our analyst, Reed Weichel, here. Thanks for joining us, Reed.
Thanks, Molly. The Tar Heels went 14-4 in conference to get that double bye, and that means it's game 1 tonight against Virginia Tech. The Hokies are the 6th seed who have gotten hot as of late, but the Tar Heels won their first meeting in Blacksburg with a comeback overtime win 66-63. Virginia Tech will be looking to confirm their place in the NCAA tournament, while the favored Tar Heels are hunting for hardware. Looking ahead, with the win, the Tar Heels are likely to face the 2-seed Louisville Cardinals. When the teams met in December, Louisville came out on top after shutting out the Heels in overtime. That was a different team, though. The Heels have won 12 of their past 13, including a big senior night win over top-seeded Duke. Look for the continued emergence of guard Elena Aronsalo this week. She had only 2 points in that December loss to Louisville, but she scored double digits in 4 straight, including 20-plus in her last 2. But to get to that semifinal matchup, they're going to have to take care of business tonight.
Now, the Heels haven't won an ACC championship since 2008, and so do you think this is the year that the drought ends?
Well, we've seen it over these past couple months. The Tar Heels are talented enough to get it done, but this has been an issue all year. You have to be able to beat good teams, teams that are better than you. We didn't see it against Louisville. The Tar Heels went, and they couldn't get it done late. But they got the big win against Duke, and they have momentum heading in. It's just 3 days. All they've got to do is get going.
Yep, and I think as long as Nyla Harris continues to dominate each game like she has been doing, that ACC championship is going to come back to Chapel Hill. In a top 15 showdown on the road, North Carolina Tar Heels women's lacrosse faced a dangerous Clemson squad Wednesday night. Chloe Humphrey led the charge, tying her career high with 7 goals and adding 2 assists as Carolina built an 11-4 lead through 3 quarters. Addison Patillo and Kylie Motice each added 2 goals, and the defense forced 17 turnovers while outshooting Clemson 35-18. The Tigers rallied in the 4th, but the Tar Heels held on, extending their winning streak to 28 games with the 12-9 win. Carolina hosts Pitt tomorrow at Dorrance Field. And the 2025 Women's Lacrosse National Player of the Year attacker, Chloe Humphrey, just clinched 2 more in-season awards to add to her trophy case. Humphrey is the USA Lacrosse D1 Player of the Week and ACC Offensive Player of the Week after a stellar career-defining performance against Florida State. With 7 goals and 9 points against the Seminoles, Humphrey matched both of her career highs and became just one of 6 players in the country with 20 goals and 10 assists. Humphrey continued her success with 7 more goals to help the Heels fend off number 15 Clemson on Wednesday. Her 44 points led the ACC. The number 1 ranked Heels now host Pittsburgh tomorrow at 11. In 2024, the Heels smashed the Panthers in a 16-9 victory. Still only sophomores at the time, Carolina Godin, Darcy Felter, and Kylie Motice took over and poured 11 goals. The Heels will look to keep that momentum rolling Saturday morning and extend their winning streak against the Panthers.
After a 1-1 weekend up north, the 5-ranked men's lacrosse team is set to host Brown today at 1:30 at Dorrance. Brown, although unranked, has received votes this week to be in the top 20, as Brady Wambach will again be key for Carolina against the faceoff specialist for Brown, Henry Breyer, who is winning at the X on a 71% clip. Today will be super important for the Heels to come out on top because the schedule isn't getting any easier. This will be the last non-ranked matchup of the season for the Tar Heels. The Diamond Heels kick off ACC play this weekend at the Bosch against the Virginia Cavaliers. Carolina arrives with a 12-1 record and a number 8 national ranking. The Heels are looking for more great outings from their starting pitching trio, who haven't allowed more than 3 runs all season. The Cavaliers will come to town at 11-2. The Virginia Bats have gotten runs across the plate, led by AJ Gracia's 6 home runs, but Virginia has struggled on the road, suffering a mercy rule loss at Charlotte on Tuesday. And now we're going to toss it to our analyst, Grace, for more on baseball.
Thanks, Molly. I didn't want Alden to have all of the rivalry fun because baseball this weekend has a little bit of rivalry in it. Chris Pollard, the former Duke head coach, is now the head skipper at Virginia, and he brought over 7 of his former Blue Devils. Not only that, but there's no love between this Virginia squad and UNC. The last time these two played was in the College World Series, and a Vance Honeycutt single walked off the game and ensured the victory for the Tar Heels. But let's look at some of the Virginia bats that are going to try to change that trend this weekend. First, we have Eric Becker, who's a 3-year Who and from the pre-Pollard era. And then Sam Harris has really come around at the plate, and finally, it's the big guy, AJ Gracia. He's hitting .400, his OPS is over 1,400, he has 6 homers, and one of the sweetest lefty swings you will see in the college ranks. Now for Scott Forbes' Tar Heel team, it all starts with defense and starting pitching. And for defense, it's all up the middle. We've got Macon Winslow behind the dish, Jake Schaffner at short, Owen Holland center, and then special shout out to Cooper Nicholson, who's playing some dynamic offensive third base. And now I'm going to do my own personal weather report on the starting pitching for UNC this weekend. On Friday, it's sunny with a 100% chance of Jason DeCaro's curveball. On Saturday, Ryan Lynch will be turning up the heat to 97 miles per hour on the bump. And finally, we've got the southpaw Folger Boaz closing it out on Sunday. This is just a monster matchup to start ACC play. It's going to be a hike for both of these teams. The oldest rivalry in the South is here, and it's at Boshemer Stadium this weekend. Back to you, Molly.
Thanks, Grace, and what a beautiful day it is to kick off the series. On Wednesday, Carolina softball hosted the Stetson Hatters. Sana Thompson struck a homer deep into left field, putting the Heels up 5-2. MC Eaton had 2 homers in the 3rd and 5th innings, her first career multi-home run game. Emily Leggett blasted a homer to right field in the 6th inning, her 11th home run of the season. Leggett ended the game early. The Heels win 12-4, their 9th run rule victory of the season.
It's just like so awesome to have your teammates just like cheering you on. Like they like make you feel so much better, and yeah, just confident in what you're doing.
Let's go now to softball analyst Mary Shelton live at Anderson Stadium. Mary?
Thanks, guys. UNC softball has started the 2026 season 18-1. But despite their success on paper, they've been seemingly left out of the national rankings due to their low level of competition. But that can all change this weekend. Virginia has only one loss on the entire season in their very first game against the number 9 Arkansas Razorbacks, who they then came back to beat just one game later. The Cavs have 4 batters batting above 350. And junior infielder Bella Cabral even has an OPS of 1.629 in 2026. But UNC's pitching is a force to be reckoned with. They have 3 key arms in Frost, Maxton, and Dark who contribute innings consistently for the Heels. Of course, this is in addition to the hot bats that we've been talking about all season. On Wednesday against Stetson, UNC had 5 home runs, ultimately pushing them to an 8-run victory. You know, the Cavaliers are really going to test the Tar Heels' talent right here in Anderson Stadium this weekend, but you know, I'm looking forward to it. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Mary.
Thanks, Mary. Make sure you have plenty of sunscreen for the weekend series.
Women's tennis returned to Tuning Tennis Center for its non-conference finale against UNC Greensboro Thursday afternoon. Carolina started strong by securing the doubles point, setting the tone early. In singles, Carolina controlled the courts from the start. Tatum Evans delivered another strong performance to give the Tar Heels momentum, but the spotlight stayed on Obi Kajuru, ranked number 7 in the country. Kajuru controlled the pace and dominating her match from start to finish. North Carolina's strong singles play and depth across the lineup helped the Tar Heels win 4-0. On Thursday, the men's tennis team faced off against Boston College. Freshman duo Ian Mayu and Case Schinnerer secured the doubles point for the Heels. In singles, Carolina won all 6 of their matches, with Chris Sue sealing the deal. The men's tennis team looks to extend their record in ACC wins this weekend against SMU. After a big win and a close loss last weekend, Carolina will need to continue to hone in. Sunday's match will be the second meetup against SMU since they joined the conference in 2024. UNC put up a strong, commanding performance against the Mustangs last season, sweeping 4-0. UNC will look to its current leading players, Chris Sue and Rowan Jones, to defend Carolina's win streak against the new conference foe.
UNC women's golf is traveling to Gainesville to play in the Florida Gators Invitational. The Carolina team will be hoping for its 3rd tournament win of the season. Keep an eye on sophomore Helen Jung, who finished 2nd at the Chevron Collegiate last week, shooting a 7-under 209. Carolina men's golf opens play this weekend at the John Haight College Collegiate Invitational in Florida. The Tar Heels tee it up at Sawgrass Country Club in Ponte Vedra Beach, led by Niall Shields-Donegan, who holds the team's best scoring average this season. Round 1 begins tomorrow. And it's perfect golfing weather today, so here to tell us more about what to expect this weekend is our meteorologist, Megan Giller.
Thanks, Molly. We're looking at some lovely weather for today. So if you're headed to the softball or baseball game, it's going to be a good one. We're seeing 79 right now as you're headed out the door, but we'll warm up to the lower 80s by 3 p.m. and we'll jump back down into the mid-70s by this afternoon. So we'll be seeing those mid-70s around game time, and it's looking pretty clear for tonight. And we'll continue to see that as we move into Saturday as well. During the day, we'll see lower 80s throughout the day, so it'll be lovely if you're going to the softball and baseball game and lacrosse game during the day. But if you're headed to the basketball game in the evening, we'll see temperatures in the lower 70s. It's going to be great weather to rush Franklin Street tomorrow night. On Sunday, we'll have game times around noon and 1 p.m., but you'll start to see our next big rainmaker moving in, and that's going to bring some scattered showers and thunderstorms for Sunday that could hinder our softball and baseball games on Sunday. Looking at the big picture here, Friday, Saturday, beautiful weather. Get out there and enjoy it. Temperatures are going to be in the lower 80s. As we move into Sunday, that's when the rain's going to come into the area, bring some thunderstorms with it, temperatures in the upper 70s. And then as we move and start the beginning of our work week, we'll see temperatures in the lower 80s with some spotty showers on those 2 days.
Your predictions are looking quite favorable, Megan. Thank you so much. And UNC senior gymnast Gwen Fink has been nominated for the prestigious AAI Award. The award recognizes senior female gymnasts who demonstrate exceptional athletic performance, leadership, and character. Fink has been a standout for the Tar Heels. She won ACC champion on beam last season and has posted career-high scores of 9.95 on both bars and beam this year. She maintains a 3.92 GPA with a double major, and she's been admitted to several law schools. Fink has also served as the team's Student Athlete Advisory Council representative.
The Tar Heel wrestlers head to Charlotte for the ACC Wrestling Championships. Carolina enters with strong seeds across the lineup, led by Luke Simcox, the number 2 seed at 141 pounds. 4 Tar Heels Kyson Terukina at 125, Laird Root at 157, Bryce Hefner at 165, and Jake Daly at 184. All earned 4 seeds in their weight classes. Wrestling begins Sunday morning at 10, with the final set for 8 p.m. on the ACC network. North Carolina fencing heads to Philadelphia tomorrow for the NCAA Mid-Atlantic South Regional Championships. Programs from across the region, including Penn State, Princeton, Duke, and Penn, will battle for individual spots at nationals. The Tar Heels will look to turn strong performances into NCAA championship bids.
I'm here at the board as it is time for our play of the week. And our winner this week is this slice and dice goal by star attacker Chloe Humphrey against Florida State. Humphrey perfectly slid the ball through the goalie's legs for one of her 7 goals on the day. Pretty incredible there from Chloe Humphrey. Champ, honestly, Chloe is really a whiz on the field. What did you think?
That's right, Molly, and I bet she could have even answered these trivia questions better than most of the Duke students did. While at Duke, Nico Dermovsessian tested Blue Devil knowledge ahead of the big game.
My name is Nicholas Dermovsessian, and today we are doing Duke and UNC trivia ahead of Saturday's matchup. Who do we have here?
Celine.
I'm Koresh. Cool, you guys. We just got 3 questions we're going to ask you here. First and foremost, how many national championships does Duke University as a total have?
At least 30, right?
At least 30. At least.
Yeah.
So.
What are you locking in?
I'm going with 34.
34? Yeah, I would say like around 34? That. 34.
You are actually doubled the total amount of national championships that Duke University has.
You were right.
Duke University sits at 17 total national championships across all sports. How many national championships does UNC women's soccer have?
I'm going with 4.
I would say like 4 or 3.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
UNC women's soccer has 23 national championships. Yikes. That means, as a whole, women's soccer has 6 more national championships than Duke University as a whole. Women in sports, let's go. Question number 2, actually. We have player A. We have player A and player B.
Okay.
Player A has 19.8 points per game, 9.4 rebounds, and 2.7 assists per game. Player B has 16.5 points per game, 8.4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Which player are y'all taking? Player A or player B?
This is. I'm going with player B just to avoid the rage bait.
Player B. Celine.
Player B.
It was a trick question. It is Caleb Wilson versus Henry Visar. You still chose the Tar Heels.
Tar Heel.
Actually?
Yikes.
No way.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I will say, my brother.
Who leads the all-time series? Celine.
Who leads the all-time series? Is it not? Wait, what is it?
I think Carolina does lead.
Yeah, by like that much, right? Surely.
I'm going with 7.
7, Chris?
Yeah.
That's my answer.
Less than 5, I'd say.
Less than 5?
Yeah.
UNC leads the all-time series 146 to 120. That is a difference of 26 games.
Yeah,
we have beaten the Blue Devils in. That's a big difference.
Yikes, that's a big difference.
That's a big difference. We'll see you after a UNC sweep this Saturday. Thank you both for participating. Appreciate you guys. Somebody answer.
Well, it looks like even with a 4.8% acceptance rate, Duke students still can't get a perfect trivia score.
All right, well, champ, with that, I'm in a little bit of a betting mood. So I've got this Duke shirt in honor of game day tomorrow, and I am just thinking that we might need to take a little bet. We'll be under the assumption, of course, that the Heels are going to win, and so the question is, how many points do you think the Heels are going to win by? Whoever loses is going to have to wear this shirt to the show on Monday.
You know, Molly, I think it's going to be another close game like it was last time. This time it's going to be in Cameron Indoor Stadium, so a little more tough for the Heels, but I think they're still going to pull it out probably very close like last time, maybe a 3-4 point game.
I wanted to agree with you, but you know what? I'm feeling hopeful, and so I'm going to say 6 points on the Tar Heels. We'll see how that turns out. But with that, there are also a bunch of game day festivities already beginning, and one of those festivities has to do with ROTC.
That's right, Molly. The UNC ROTC is trekking the game ball all the way to Durham ahead of the big game tomorrow night with their 35-pound packs. That is definitely not a job I want to sign up for.
Absolutely not. Well, that does it for this edition of Sports Extra.
We'll be back on Monday with all of the highlights from another exciting weekend of Carolina athletics. And go Heels!